Oh, hello.
Hello, nice to meet
Nice to meet
you.
you. How are you?
I am really good, thank you. My name is Sharon, and what is your name?
My name is Hiroshi. Hiroshi.
Chiroshi?
Yes, Hiroshi.
Chiroshi.
Yeah,
Lovely to meet you,
yeah. I'm
Chiroshi.
calling.
And
I'm calling from
yeah,
Japan.
Japan. Whereabouts in Japan?
Oh, I live in the southern part of Japan, called
Uh-huh.
Kumamoto.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, nice. Well, I'm actually from England, but at the moment I'm actually living in Vietnam.
Oh,
So
Vietnam. Oh, really?
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
So,
I really like it here.
how long have you been in Vietnam now?
I have lived in Vietnam now for over a year. So I
Oh, yeah.
came last August into Vietnam,
Mhm.
and I was teaching in a secondary school, that is, so teaching 11 to 16-year-olds. I was teaching computer science and mathematics,
Oh,
but with the virus,
yeah.
like everybody else, I lost my job.
Oh, you lost
So
your job now? Really?
yeah, I lost my job in Vietnam. All the schools shut down. The
Yeah,
company I worked for
yeah.
said that they had to let me go because obviously no students, no pay.
Um, yeah, so probably the corona will be over very soon, you know. So I think Vietnam is not so serious, I think.
It's not too bad here. They have locked everything down,
Mm.
but at the moment it seems to be only, like, I think they've only had maybe 30, 35 deaths, which is still not good.
Mm.
I mean, anybody dying is just not good, and it's horrible to say just the number, but in comparison to the rest of the world, like England,
Yeah.
I think Vietnam have done well.
Mm.
I have wanted to go to Japan.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to Japan in January. We were planning, me and my friends
Mm.
were planning a trip to Japan, and
Mm.
yeah, I was so excited to go to Japan.
Mm.
But in January, I know in January we were saying, oh,
Yeah.
maybe it's yeah, maybe we should go when the cherry blossoms are out. Maybe see the cherry blossoms. So we were going to leave it until the spring.
Yeah. So actually,
That bad idea.
yeah, having many cases and deaths, but it seems to be subsiding a little bit. So the authorities are now loosening the limits of the, for instance, the number of the audience at the baseball games or something like that. So probably it's getting better little by little.
I
So
know.
yeah, and
Well, yeah. I was
also,
just
oh, sorry, please go ahead.
I was just going to say that I'm actually looking still to go into Japan. My visa runs out in a few months' time, so October, November. I was thinking of coming to Osaka, maybe staying there for a month, and then going to Tokyo, and then for a couple of weeks, because it's a bit more expensive in Tokyo over Osaka. But it really depends on if your borders are open to foreign people who are just a tourist.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. The government loosened the entry of the foreigners are now
mhm,
limited to the those students who uh,
mhm.
have have been studying in Japan before, or
Yeah.
they are newly begin to study in Japan.
Mhm,
But about the tourists are probably
mhm,
still closed, I think. So,
mhm.
but very soon I hope it will be
I
open.
know.
Right.
I hope they get a vaccine, and I hope
Mm. Yeah.
the world can start opening up a
Mm.
little bit more. But I mean, I have looked at other places, because in Vietnam, After this 3 month, I got a visa for 3 months. They are only now giving out 1 month visas, so it's going to be more difficult for foreigners to stay in Vietnam just on a rolling 1 month visa.
As long as you can't leave Vietnam.
No, can't leave at the moment. And who knows? Who knows? We mightn't be able to leave in October. We might have to stay another month.
And the visa will expire. And what happens? What should you do?
Well, they are accepting us for 1 month on a rolling. So we would have to apply again for another month visa. Yeah, so they are fine giving out visas, just no more 3 month visas to foreigners. But, fingers crossed we can get to Japan, maybe Korea, South Korea. I'm not sure at the moment. What about you? What about you? Have you ever been to Vietnam? Have you ever been to England?
Yeah, when I was young, I traveled quite a lot in the world. And, I visited your country and the United States.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did you go?
Yeah, I traveled almost all area in the United Kingdom, and
cool.
I visited Oxford and Cambridge and also Scotland, and also went to
Maya.
So I traveled quite a lot when I was young, but now I'm getting old, so I to travel for far countries. I can't bear the long flight, anymore.
The flights are terrible. I don't think many people like to fly. It's such a long time. That's why going to Japan whilst in Vietnam is so close and yet so far.
I've never been to Vietnam yet. But
it's not that far.
Neighboring countries, Thailand or Singapore, Taiwan, and so except Vietnam. So I'm wondering. I often hear Vietnam is very nice because living cost is not so high and
so cheap. That's why I'm living here.
So nice. I heard so. So actually, I wanted to visit. Vietnam. So far, I haven't had any chance.
It is. I have to say, from a tourist point of view, it's amazing. They've got some beautiful places. I mean, I've visited now quite a lot of places in Vietnam. I went to Sapa, which is just beautiful. It's in the hills, it's high up. I visited on the coast. I visited, where was it? I can't remember. But it was like the coastline. Oh my God, Cat Ba, that's where it was. And at the moment, when I lived in Hanoi when I was teaching, Hanoi, but now I'm actually living in Da Nang, which is right next to the beach. I'm 5 minutes walk. And it is a very
along the coast.
Yes, I'm actually in Da Nang, which is like on right next to the sea. So it's beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, it's so nice. And okay, it's a little bit hot, but it's starting to get cooler, so it's not too bad. I'm not used to the heat. That's the only thing with this country that is a bit uncomfortable. But the people are just lovely. They can't be. I can't believe how friendly they are. They're so friendly, and very kind and very genuine. Like happy people.
That's nice.
It really is.
Seems to be the weather. I don't like the heat and the coldness. Cold, so that's
going to Scotland might have been a bad idea then because it's a bit cold.
So you brought up in where in the United Kingdom?
Well, I was born in Scotland.
Oh.
I was born, yes, but I didn't live there. I only lived there for 2 years. So when I was 2, I moved to Newcastle, which is in the northeast of England. So Newcastle is just down from Scotland.
Oh.
Yes, but London is quite far away. It's about a 7-hour drive to London from Newcastle. But yes, I was brought up in Newcastle, so the north of England, the northeast. But Scotland is very close to my heart. I absolutely love the Scottish people, and I love the history. I love castles.
Yeah, castle. I visited that castle.
Did you go to Edinburgh Castle? Yes.
Yeah.
Did you go?
Amazing. It stands on the big rock, you know.
Awesome. Yes, I've been many times to Edinburgh, but I've only actually been in Edinburgh Castle once. But it's very expensive. So because it costs so much, going in it once is fine. I've been in, but yes, going around Edinburgh is just it's such an old city. And it's kept its character. I think it's one of the most beautiful cities in the world, as far as I'm concerned.
I understand that castle has a long history of battle between.
Oh yes, many battles. And it's still standing, so it shows it did well when there was battles. It's
built by stones, I think. So really strong.
And its walls are like so massively thick. They don't build buildings like that anymore.
So in Japan also we have a castle, but a completely different style. Have you ever seen a Japanese castle?
I have not, but when I go to Japan, I'm saying when because I definitely want to go. But when I go to Japan, I want to see some castles. So what's the difference?
Well, mainly Japanese castles are built by wood, not stone.
Oh, really? Well, it can be set on fire.
That's true. So it's open, burnt. And actually, we also have the very famous castle in my area, Kumamoto. But unfortunately, we had a big earthquake about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was destroyed. Now,
that's awful.
They are rebuilding.
They're rebuilding it.
So it will be finished in another 5 years or so. So this castle is said to be one of the strongest castles in Japan. Osaka Castle. Osaka Castle is the most famous castle in Japan, I think. Anyway, we have many Japanese castles, but unfortunately, they are mostly rebuilt. Those castles are destroyed in a long time.
Building material is like very important, for something to stay, structurally sound. You want it to be made out of stone. Stone was such a hot, good, obviously we had a lot of that, commodity for people to build, whereas it must have been a bit different in Japan, to get your hands on like stone. So hence buildings were built out of wood, which weren't really built to last, unfortunately.
Well, I hope you'll be able to visit Japan.
I hope so. It was lovely talking to you. Kiroshi.
Yeah, Kiroshi, yes.
Kiroshi. Really nice talking to you, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.
Thank you for my.
And I hope the weather isn't too hot out there. I've heard it's quite hot in Japan.
Cooler, in Japan now, so it's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Take care. Have a lovely rest of your day.